Action activate. Is that it?
Everybody, what's up? It's me, Gazbot, for Action Activate. And if I'm Gazbot and this is Action Activate, well then with me, as always,
it is the big dog. I'm going to be honest with you guys and Gazbot.
What?
I love doing our reviews, but it's so just like comfort foodie when we get to talk about stuff during the show that we normally talk about before the show.
That's true. I see where you're going with that. And so, I mean, it's on the, obviously the title, but we're talking about the Hasbro Pulse fan stream that went today, the 17th. I tried to watch this live, but I couldn't. I had too much going on. I literally would turn it on for like 30 seconds and then like, blah, blah. So I watched it after the fact at like 4 o'clock today. Did you watch it live?
No, I forgot that it was Eastern. So I kept thinking like, oh, 11. And then I looked at like 10 o'clock and it's like an hour ago this got posted. I was like, oh. So then I watched it.
I do wonder why they post it early in the day on a weekday. Because it's not for kids that are not, like, it's for adults or at least teenagers, you know, like, so they're either in school or at work for the most part.
I think, you know, they're definitely missing the audience. The only ones who would watch it because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing during the day is teenagers with attitude.
Well, there you go. I guess maybe they're recruiting. I'm gonna put it on here and just kind of have it run in the background as we're doing our thing.
It starts, I think, 6 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah. So right away we get one of the newest waves of Lightning Collection. You skip videos.
Yep. Yeah, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a very, very bad job.
So we get to see reveals of the next wave of Lightning Collection. Some of them we have seen the figure of, and most of them we have not. And so right here, right away, we get to see first things first is Dino Thunder Black. And let me tell you, look pretty dang good.
Here's my note. I put Lightning Collection. All the figures look good. Dino Thunder likeness of Tommy, I think, is the worst.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited for that figure than I thought I would be.
Same.
The gold really. Here's my worry. I don't know if that is like a production sample, like this is what's coming off the line, or if it's like because it does have the pegs, which is a bummer, but the gold looks so crisp and everything just looks so ooh.
So here's the question I have.
Yeah, and
no one has the answer to this. Why is it that if almost all of the Rangers are the same like body,
right,
that some are pinless and some aren't?
Here's my guess, is I'm betting there's a lot of reuse on this Dino Thunder figure from Dino Thunder Red or White or whatever, where there's a similar pattern underneath everything. And so they probably reused that, and that already had a pin. That's one theory. The other theory is something I heard somebody else talking about, and I can't remember who. It was one of the toy people I follow, I'm sorry, that was saying they have molds that they use. And people, lots of people talk about like when they make that mold, that's like the most expensive part, you know. So they're not making like 50 molds, you know. And if they're working on, Hunter from Bad Batch for the Black Series, that mold was reused for a lot of the squad, oh my gosh, the 5 Marines.
Oh, the Commandos.
Commandos, yeah. And a lot of people were not thrilled with that because they wanted a bigger body. But so we were saying like, well, they could take that Hunter mold. And they were using that Hunter mold for them, which is why Hunter didn't get re-released. That's what they were saying, because they have one Hunter mold, so they can't be doing 2 figures with that same mold at the same time. That was basic. So those 2 things together, I'm assuming that they were using a piece that would work for him from someone else, and or the arm that maybe could have been used for him was being used for like the new Billy or something that's pinless. That, you know, that's the combination of those 2 is my theory.
Okay.
This Mesagog, I was excited.
He actually looks really good.
It was, a lot of this was spoiled, but it's still fun. I can't believe we're getting it in the main line. I thought they were going to make a deluxe figure, and I'm super excited. This whole wave, I'm going to get all of them.
Yeah.
I think Tommy, I will buy as soon as I see him.
Yep.
Mesagog, I'll buy as soon as I see him. The other two I will get eventually, but I might wait and get on sale or whatever.
I'm with you on the Tommy. I think everything else you can maybe play a slight waiting game for.
With Tommy, it's a case of he's Tommy. I don't want to risk him getting sold out. You know,
same.
Mesagog is more just like, I'm just excited for this crazy character that I didn't necessarily think they'd make, let alone this soon. He might become easy to get later. He might go on sale, or he could become scarce. I have no idea, but I just want to get him and have him. So Tommy is like logic. He's going to be hard to get at some point. Mesagog is emotion. I just want it.
Yeah.
And then the other two, I'm willing to take.
I thought it was cool how they did the lightning effect on his head. I forgot about the mind powers until they brought it up.
I think that's great. I would never display him that way, but I do think
I could see you doing it with like his arms like tucked back and him leaning. That'd be kind of cool.
I could see playing with him and doing that, but not on my shelf the way it is. You know, if I had like a battle display, but you know, it's mostly just one pose on there. She looks great too.
She does. I'm surprised they didn't do a Corone head, but this just means I could see her coming in a 2-pack later.
I was trying to think if one of the Astronema heads would work as a Corone head.
Nope.
No. Well, there you go. That gives them a reason to re-release it. Oh, one of the other things in here, they talked about how did they phrase it? They said they were talking about JDF and his figure, and they were saying with the 30th anniversary coming up, they had worked with Jason David Frank directly on some stuff for that. Not this figure, some other stuff coming down the road, which it was kind of it wasn't really highlighted. Like she just sort of said that. And I found that to be one of the most intriguing things said in the whole first half.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I'm not trying to get my hopes up in any way. Obviously, whatever is done is done.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no change. I love that Green Ranger shirt, by the way.
That is a cool Green Ranger. Somebody else later on has a white Megazord shirt. Oh yeah, this is Kai showing off his blue figure. I feel like this on it is decent. It's definitely one of the better ones. And the Dino Thunder, I've Dino Thunder Red, and it is a pretty great figure.
I did appreciate how there was dead air and stuff as you open it, where you're like, yeah, he's legit opening this figure.
You can see that they actually did some editing too, because he was probably taking a little too long. It felt like an infomercial almost.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I did like how, it was like, yep, this is how it's going to be packaged. He dumps everything on the table. I'm like, that's you guys didn't do this crazy pre-setup. Of course, he's going to say it looks great, but it does look good.
I do think they did a pre-setup of cutting the tape and maybe taking off the
zip tie thing.
It's not a zip tie, but because he did get that out really super quick and easy. But no, that figure looks good. But with the Jason David Frank thing, I was saying I don't know that means he's going to be in the anniversary special or anything like that. But maybe there's I don't know, a Bat in the Sun figure with an older face for him, or maybe
if they did a V2 Green Ranger with his
and maybe took a picture of him for the box, just something. Why would he need to be involved? I mean, a signature maybe, but that's not that exciting necessarily. But just something where maybe they would need to photograph him, or he'd need to have input in some way. And so, to my mind, Bat in the Sun is where that went, because it just makes the most sense.
There's a lot of things in my mind that I don't want to put out there because I don't think they're happening.
Right.
But one of them that you are going to share with me is, what if he worked out a deal with them for
the White Dragon?
Yeah, of a 2-pack.
I thought about that. I did think about that, like a Tommy and
because Dragon Prime is just a color swap,
right? So
you could just do a 2-pack of the same mold.
Oh, you're saying a 2-pack of both Legends of the White Dragon?
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening regardless of what you're about to say, but yeah.
Who knows though? Because it's just him and the guy, I forget the guy who runs Bat in the Sun.
Aaron Shoki, I believe is his name.
As far as I know, it's just those two have the rights to it. It's not like there's a whole bunch. So if Hasbro was okay with it, maybe. But here's the thought though. Knowing the little bit I know about making toys, the huge cost is in the tooling. So how much reuse could they maybe find from other figures to kind of make it into a Legend of the White Dragon figure? put some kind of overlay on a basic figure. I don't know. But making the one figure, they need to sell, you know, tens, hundreds of thousands or whatever to make it worthwhile. The only way that would work is if you have a green ranger with the green dragon, or the white ranger with a white dragon. You know what I mean? That would be the 2-pack. Not two unknowns, but one of the best selling figures they have with an unknown.
Oh, like two packs would be like green and white dragon, and then like Dracon and Dragon Prime.
Something like that, yeah.
That'd be cool. Never gonna see it, but that would be a cool thing.
Don't at all care about the Tenga 2-pack.
Yeah, I don't know why they did the weird color thing, but
was that in the show? Did they have that? I don't know.
I don't know. They never mentioned it on the show because they're usually really good of like, and if you'll notice an Alien Ranger, it would be like they didn't say anything. They're like, yeah, it's Army Builder and they're different colors. Like, okay.
Twitter goes up today. Yeah. I don't mind it. Here's the thing. I don't mind a slightly different, because if you are the type that gets like I have some Army Builders. Like I'm looking behind me with the G.I. Joe Classified. I have 3 different versions of basically a Cobra Soldier. The Cobra Soldier, the Officer, and the Viper Island. They all look pretty much the same, but I like that they're a little bit different. So when I have 4 or 5 of them together, it looks like an actual squad and not like a clone, you know?
Yeah.
So if I was doing that with a bunch of Tengas, I wouldn't mind having a few different ones in there.
Yeah.
That being said, I have 2 Tengas. That's plenty. But the bigger thing is, even for people that want to Army build, like Tengas have been kind of peg warming, which is crazy to me because it's a great figure, like a deluxe feeling figure. But I've been seeing it go for like half retail all the time.
Yeah, I think it's a timing issue.
Yeah.
Because they were like out and then you couldn't find them. And then they were out again and everybody had gotten them and then they got clearanced out.
Yeah. So I don't know who that's for.
So this was interesting.
Okay. Well, we knew this was coming and we've known about it and we're both interested in it.
It is enormous.
We knew that. It's about 15 inches tall.
But we didn't know the comparison of how big it is.
I remember when we did the video where like it was leaked, that we talked about that. And that was a big selling point for me, that it was so huge.
But like I'm not saying I'm
conceptualize how big that actually was.
Because it's so much bigger than the Zap Megazord.
Right.
And the Zap Megazord is so much bigger than the Chogokin.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm looking back because I have my Chogokin back there. My legacy Thunder Megazord is a couple inches taller than my SOC Megazord.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because I always felt like it should be bigger. And I feel like this is going to be taller than that. Yeah, I'm okay with that though. I'm because it's like a spaceship that people live in and have quarters and stuff. It should be huge. I like that. I don't know how other people feel about the scale, or I don't know how accurate it is, but like I always thought it was cool that it was big, especially for the price. Fine, give me something bigger. I'm down.
It is big. I will say, I think it'll be a little off-putting how big it is in comparison to other Zords.
I can see that for most collections, especially if you're getting all the Zap stuff, but I'm already mixing and matching a little bit. And it's weird because I'm usually a stickler for scale with figures and things like that. But because they're from like totally different seasons, and it's not like, you know, it's not like Godzilla versus Ultraman or even like Megazord and Dragon Zord where like you see them, they should be the same height. Like the In-Space Megazord, Astro Megazord could be huge. Who knows?
Here is the thing that I think will get you. I think this will be as big, if not potentially bigger, than your Super Train Megazord.
I think you're right, but that is part of why I'm okay with it, because Power Rangers has established its Zords as being wildly different sizes.
Yes.
And that's just how it is. And so that, because they've established that, it doesn't bother me.
For whatever reason, to me, that is the only big Zord, and everything else is mostly the same size.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Here's this box they went over, and it was like all super deluxe, and I just did not care.
No.
Like it's all I could think of. Like, if you made a more basic box, could we have shaved $30 off this? Or,
yeah,
you know?
dude.
See how the fists are sticking out the back?
Yes, that is always like that.
Is it like that in the show?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, because I was like, I could see how maybe it was like that in the toy, but like, it's weird that it'd be like that in the, and I assumed it was accurate because they're putting so much money and effort and everything into this. But like, I never.
Yeah, if you look at multiple shots, you see the fists flipped
up. I thought they were
down.
sort of pulled in, so you just sort of saw the tips of the fingers, not the whole hand sticking out like that.
I think on the toy you can pull them, but
so
on
the toy concealed it more than the show did.
We'll have to look.
I think one of us is wrong, and it's not me.
I think we'll have to either go do our own independent research or hope someone proves one of us wrong in the comments.
I'm gonna type. Yeah, feel free to weigh in on the comments. But I'm putting an Astro Mega chip right now. I'm gonna look at images and see if I can find one with the back. That's the problem. They're all from the front and the side and all the cool angles. Okay, so the oh no, that's the Zap Megazord. I'm like, yeah, the hands are just sticking out, but it's a picture of the Zap Megazord. Okay, this might be more than I could quickly do while I'm also doing the show. But
what I will say is, looking at their setup there, that power lance looks really cool.
All of the weapons look cool, and I'm just thankful that I don't feel the need to get them.
They're so expensive.
Okay, I found something. That, it's a photo it's of the prop. I think this is Paramorphicon. From the show, and it does have the fist sticking out. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can share this one instead of the one I'm currently sharing.
You can, just a different screen.
Stop that one. Because they are sticking out, but it looks different. So let me... Yeah, it is from Paramorphicon.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay. Let me share. Okay, so... This is from TokuNation.com from Paramorphicon.
Hey, what was the season that William Schufelt's on?
Ninja Steel?
Oh, looks like your boy is right.
You're kind of right. You get like a half a point because they are.
I said they're even inverted. I even said they're inverted.
But what I'm noticing here, though, is that they have the blue and they're folded in, and there's like the circle, so it's a lot less noticeable than on the Hasbro Zap figure that they're showing.
Okay,
they just look like hands sticking out. So you're right that they were there, but I'm right that it didn't look that.
All I needed was I am right and conversation. That's all we needed.
I put the.
So
that's why you like these conversations to be public.
Yeah, exactly. So fast forward a little bit because I'll be honest, I don't need to see them transform it right now. I just need to see it standing next to
Actually, this is the one part where I did fast forward through the transforming. I was like, all right.
Yeah, they do it. And
I will say they take forever, but I did say that the transformation looks fun. It doesn't look like a different. Like
it doesn't look cumbersome.
No, it looks good. I love the chrome. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I love it. That's a selling point for me.
Yeah.
I know it's like arguably less accurate, but on a toy, I just think it looks really cool. I do kind of wish
I do like the ankle pivot.
Yeah. It's very nice looking.
It's so big.
I'm definitely getting it. It's just a matter of where and when and how much. Well, I definitely intend to get it. I guess that's a better way to put it.
You will. Some way, shape, or form, you will get it.
Yeah.
I have faith in you. If you're able to crowdfund other Hasbro or Mattel projects, you can get a Megazord.
Yes. No. Well, here's what I'm saying that.
It's so big.
It's so big. But to me, that's a selling point. It's a selling point. Look, they put the sword. Look at the sword suit. The reason I put the little asterisk on it, I will get it, is because I intend to get it, but because I haven't pre-ordered it, it could be some stupid thing where it sells out and now it's going for double and then I don't get it. You know what I mean? But like my intention is to get it, but I don't have a pre-order yet.
It's
all right. I'm gonna.
Here's the problem with like them only having their own Zords for reference. Like, can they pull out an old Bandai one? I know Bandai doesn't know the rights anymore.
They don't want you to buy an old Bandai one.
But it would make it look even bigger.
But that might not be good.
Yeah, whatever.
To me, it's a selling point. To you, it's not. So then they cut to this part, which was my least favorite part. Where
it was informative.
I guess they're like, hey, here's how we came up with the brand, the logo for the 30th. When they started talking the figures, but they're like, here we have these two posters. They're fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, but like, it's not the best Power Rangers art I've ever seen in my life. It's fine. It's a little bit Star Trek with the rainbow looking like a transporter, which again I don't mind because they're trying to go for space this season and stuff.
Yeah,
but it was sort of like all they needed to do was show this artwork. I didn't really need them to talk about it, you know.
Yeah. They needed to fill time though. It was an hour long, and they took 55 minutes. I'll give them credit.
And then they have, I think they're calling remastered. Yeah, remastered.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow. Now I know a lot of people couldn't get blue, so they're happy for a re-release. I don't know if yellow is that hard to get, especially because they have the 2-pack.
She was for a while before the 2-pack.
Yeah. I have both of them, so I don't plan on getting either of these because I have both the originals and I have the.
I never got Billy actually.
So you're definitely getting this thing.
Yeah, which is the problem.
Because then you'll have one really good remastered one and the other's not.
Yep.
Well, my note was I'm either going to get all of them or none of them. Because I don't need these characters. I have them. But the idea of having them all with their energy swirl around them in a line sounds really cool. And I was even thinking, because they have the morphin hands, and I'm like, yeah, but they morph as a civilian, and when they're done, you don't often see a ranger doing this. You know what I mean? But if you have the civilian head on and they're morphing, you have the energy. It's like they're mid-morph, and I put all of them in a line. That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
So for me, it's will I get all of them or none of them? That is my question.
Yeah. I have seen, and this is semi unrelated. Wave 1 of the Super 7 Ultimates have started to drop, and I've been watching some reviews on them. And interesting is what I will say.
I was tempted to get those, except if Lightning Collection didn't exist, I would be getting all of them.
Oh, for sure.
I was already doing Lightning Collections. So what is interesting about it?
Obviously they're bigger. Some figures work better in that line than others, but if you look at the remastered and you look at the regular like Ranger figure, there's a lot of similarities
with the loadout of accessories and things like that. You mean?
Yeah, except the articulation on these is just leaps and bounds better.
Right. Well, Super 7 isn't known for their heavy articulation. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious how it'll go.
Here's what could really mess me up is because I said I'd either get all of them or none of them, but I realized that's not technically true because I might just get Green Ranger because I only have the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, believe it or not. I never got the other one. And I think he got re-released and he's not that expensive now, but the thought crossed my mind of like, well, I could wait and get the remastered green.
Yeah.
And then that might lead me down the path of getting all of them. And then it might be like, oh, too late. Billy and Trini are gone.
I think I also don't have a plain Mighty Morphin Black.
Oh, you only have the armored one?
I think so.
I got rid of my armored one. I might get rid of my armored red at some point. I know that's blasphemy. I'm starting to have space issues. Not immediately, but like with all the things that are coming out, I'm starting to think like I have 2 Mighty Morphin Yellow and a Mighty Morphin Red and an armored Mighty Morphin Red. I know. I'm killing you because that's your favorite red and he's powered up. But like that's not my favorite mode. You know, I like Jason and Tommy. I don't like when Tommy's not there and Jason has his power. That's it's a cool moment. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't need that representation.
For the first time in a while, you left me speechless.
You were blinking.
I'm no words. I couldn't fathom ever putting him on the chopping block.
Well, okay, I'm looking at my shelf. And again, I have room right now, but I can see running out, especially because I want to consolidate some stuff. And when I look at it, I don't have a lot of duplicates. And I've mostly picked figures that I liked. And so I have Trini and Aisha. And I'm like, I could see getting rid of Aisha because it's essentially the same with the helmet on. So I don't need 2 of those. And then also I have all my Mighty Morphin over here, except Red Ranger with the Dragon Shield and Aisha. And so if I got rid of those 2, then it would clean things
up. I will
up.
say, and I know you're behind, but you've read some of it. Just for the comics alone, I need an armored red.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. And actually, this will make you happy. I have been shuffling, getting back to Rangers more towards the top of my to-do list, only because I want to find out more about Death Ranger. Because I was thinking about doing a headshot of Death Ranger, and I'm like, I should probably know who they are. You know what I mean? I could certainly draw them looking at reference, but it's like, well, I don't know if they have energy powers. I don't know what they do. Like I have no idea what I would draw like in the background or whatever. So I've been thinking about trying to catch up to that just so I could do that.
Well, when you do, you're pretty much caught up because I think it's through issue 100.
Well, there you go. And then, yeah, but I have no issue with these remastered. I think some people, sometimes we're like, oh, they're just re-releasing, but these are figures that need to be re-released for some people, and they actually made them worthwhile. What I don't like is what I don't know is the price point. And
$35.
How much?
35.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, for 25, those are a great value.
I agree. You said they're 35?
Yep.
How much were the deluxe alien figures? Weren't they only like 30?
No, the monsters?
Yeah, the monsters.
Depends on which one, but around 30. I
guess I'm trying to remember that. Like, well, here's the thing. I don't even know what the standard price for 6-inch figures are anymore.
25, I think, or 26.
This is what I'm saying. Forever it was 20. Then it eked up to 22, and then it was like 25, and then certain deluxe ones are 27, even though they're not really deluxe. Like, so is the standard price from Hasbro for a 6-inch figure now $26.99? I'm not sure. If it is, then maybe I don't want to say then that's fine, but like make it 30. Then I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just feel like it doesn't seem
Hasbro, I think, is officially like they overcorrected during since COVID.
Yeah.
They went from $20 to like $26.50 on average for their like, you know, basic releases, and everybody else has not, and it shows.
Well, and I thought, yeah, I guess I was hoping that was only if it was like a GameStop exclusive or like a Target exclusive, or if it was like a figure that needed extra tooling. But for the most part, they were still keeping it at like 22 or 24. But yeah,
22 people didn't like it, but they tolerated it. Now it's to the point that most people just play the clearance gamble.
I'm playing the clearance game, and I'm getting a lot less than I used to in on all their lines, unfortunately, with the exception of G.I. Joe, which is weird because not like G.I. Joe is my favorite of these properties, but they can be hard to get sometimes. So if I see them, I want to get them. And there's a lot of excitement for that line because so many characters that have never been released or haven't been released in years, and they're all amazing. I have yet to get a G.I. Joe figure, even if you don't like G.I. Joe, just in terms of the sculpting, the accessories. After the first wave had issues, but after that, it's been up and up and up, and they're just amazing figures. And I don't want to pay those high prices, but also less of them come out. You know, you get a few every 3 or 4 months, like 4 of them come out. All right, I'll buy them. You know, a lot of the other ones, it's like wave after wave of like subpar quality characters that we've gotten before for hyped up prices. So I'm like,
Here's one thing that I will say in defense of Hasbro. If they do this, if not, I still am just as mad at them as I have been. If we don't see announcements by, let's say, San Diego Comic-Con,
right,
of figures from the 30th anniversary and or Cosmic Fury,
twice I didn't see it coming.
Then I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
Especially because the 30th is mostly returning characters that they could reuse.
Like the remastered's clearly part of that. That's fine. Yes, but like I'm sure there's going to be things in there where we're going to be like, you know, it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Something else in there.
They could have a whole subwave, like instead of having Lightning Collection Prime, it could be Lightning Collection 30th or whatever, and you have all the returning Mighty Morphin. You have Kat and Steve and everybody. Oh, I'm mixing up actors and characters, but like you could reuse the same exact bodies they have and just get a new head sculpt for the older, or have a headband, or however they look different. And then the 2 or 3 new characters, have them ready. Just have it be its whole own line. And people, even people that haven't been collecting in a while, that's the beauty of Mighty Morphin. As much as people, hardcore fans are sick of it, is someone that hadn't collected will go, whoa, look at this. I'm going to get the whole set. Or I just saw that on Netflix. I'm going to get this whole set. So like, I agree. I think that is absolutely something we should do.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm hoping they also do non-Rangers for the remastered line, like a single release Rita would be really dope. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Even if they do a remastered Zed, while most people don't need it, I still have the original Zed, so they could get me if it was a good enough version. Like I don't know. I could see, I would definitely get a Rita, and I could see if the Zed was good enough. We've moved on to the portion though where they're talking about the 30th anniversary special. And these are the 2 head writers. I think I knew this, but forgot somehow that it was its own thing. For some reason, I had the idea that it would be part of Dino Fury. Like one of the episodes would be a returning Ranger, or the last episode would be the 30th, like a normal season. Where like, oh, this is the 30th anniversary season, so they're going to be included. And I probably knew that, but I forgot until I started doing this, and that got me more excited because I'm like, oh, yeah, right. They could really focus on these characters in this, and I love this logo, this reveal here.
So I'm going to be honest. Pause.
Hold on, I got to go over here to pause.
I don't like that logo.
Hold on. Tell me why. I'm trying to get it back.
So when I saw it, I did a double take, and it looked like a fan-made logo from like a fan series from Instagram or YouTube, and I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I can see why you say that, and it doesn't bother me at all. Because to keep it even a little bit in the realm of what it was classically, vintagely, 90s-ly, it's gonna look kind of campy. or it'll be totally different because it was kind of a campy, gaudy, not great logo, if I'm being honest. And so fixing it too much makes it not look right. And I think this is what in my mind. Power Rangers never left the Mighty Morphin era, right? It was just Mighty Morphin for a few years. And then after like 5 seasons, they were going to have like a made for TV movie or something. This would be the logo for that.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it.
The only part I don't like is the font of Once and Always. The main logo I have no problem with.
Mm-hmm.
The font from Once and Always just, to me, feels like an eyesore.
That is the worst part. I'll give you that. But not so much that it really bothers me. But that
like if you just block it, I'm like, yup, sounds good. If they put Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Special and then below that put a different font that I don't hate saying Once and Always, great. Awesome.
What did you think of the title?
I thought it was fair. It was fine.
I liked it. Again, I thought it worked perfectly and it was appropriate. And it's also one of those things where it's Mighty Morphin, but they've said it in other places too. So it's like, it's like kind of like Morphin Time where it belongs to the whole suit.
It is funny. So I brought up this live stream to Mrs. Big Dog and I was like, hey, in April, are you going to watch this special with me? She's like, I don't know. I was like, it's the 30th. She's like, fine. How long is it? I'm like, probably like an hour. She's like, an hour. And I'm like, come on, watch it. She's like, I did watch the 25th with you. Is that the one we watched with Gaz and what's your title for her? Tech Advisor Azuki.
Wait, did she come to that?
It was at my house.
I remember going to your house. I didn't remember that she was with me.
Yeah, it was all of us.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, for the 25th anniversary. And she's like, well, I may as well make it a tradition now. I'm like,
I mean, that's not exactly the level of enthusiasm one would hope for.
No. She said it kind of like jokingly, like kind of finger gunny of like, well, I guess it's a tradition. I'm like, all right, sold.
You said it's going to be an hour. They did not say that.
I think it being a special will be more than 30 minutes.
The only thing they said was that at one point when they were writing it, it was like turning out to be a feature length, and they couldn't do that. So, okay, so it's not going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be an hour or less. And I hope you're right and it's an hour, but I'm betting it's going to be like 46 minutes.
We'll see. We'll see.
I would like it to be as long as possible. They did mention that they're going to, these are spoilers for people that don't want to know, that haven't seen it, but like they did mention they're bringing back an alpha. They're not going to call it Alpha 5. It's going to be another designation. Imagine it won't be Alpha 6 either. It'll be Alpha whatever.
I think they accidentally said Alpha 10 at one point later in the stream.
10th Alpha. They said it like inverted.
Yeah.
So that might have been a mistake there. But they made it clear that it would be Alpha, but like some new iteration. But that they are bringing back one of the original voice actors. I think it was it the actual Richard Horowitz? Was he the very first one?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's the III.
Okay. And then Barbara Goodson as Rita, but it's not going to be Carla Perez or her or anyone else. It made it seem like it's going to be some kind of robot Rita.
Well, yeah, they made it seem like they're like, Rita's back, but it's not the Rita, you know, so who knows?
Well, but then they said she's like a robot now, basically. Like, so, okay, I guess she's a robot now. But she'll have the right voice, so fine, whatever. And they gave the air date, the 19th of April, yeah, like you said. And that's important because with Cosmic Fury, they made it clear that Cosmic Fury would not air until after the 30th.
In the fall.
Later on, Simon Bennett said like fall. So we got a while till Cosmic Fury comes.
And it's only 10 episodes.
And it's only 10, which also I think they had said, but I also forgot until they were talking about it. So
it's only 10. And he said, since it's all original footage, there is 0 filler.
Yes, I liked that. The takeaways I had from when they were talking about Cosmic Fury was no filler, like you said, not as formulaic. Like they were saying, like they're using the Zord footage and that's it. And so what you're not going to see is like 2 ground fights and then a Megazord and then 2 ground fights. They're going to mix it up and try to make it different. And only 10 episodes, no filler, more serialized, more episode to episode building continuity as opposed to being able to like wrap everything up in one episode, which I like that. Yeah, everything they said about it sounds good. You know, new locations that they previously couldn't use because it had to match Sentai footage. Now they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but like I keep having this feeling that that it's just like in Spaceman, where they're like, "This is it, go for it," and then it's going to be so good with the anniversary special. And this, they're like, "All right, actually, you guys have been doing great, so keep on keeping up." Like that is my hope. That is my hope.
Yeah. I think I don't know how good Cosmic Fury will do, but I feel that the anniversary special is going to do it.
Wait, what's the show?
What?
What's the show? Cosmic Fury.
I couldn't remember if I didn't say it, if it would still activate, or if I had to say it. I couldn't remember the trigger, so I'm like, let's just wait and see what happens.
It just triggers on its own. It's motion activated.
But yeah, but the anniversary special, especially being a standalone thing with that logo, that's going to be a thing that I could see trending on the top page of Netflix, like recommendation. And people who haven't watched Power Rangers since 1994 are going to go, oh, look at that. Let me see what they're up to. Not even knowing that some of these Rangers have been in it since. You know what I mean? Not even knowing what has happened. So many people I talk to just in life, even when I'm at like shows selling art or whatever, like, I love Power Rangers. And they're like, I'll say something with the new season, like, new season. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's been on the air for like 30. They're like, what? Like, so many people who loved it in the 90s don't even know it's still on. It has been. So I can see a lot of those people getting into that. And whether or not that leads them back into watching it fully, I don't know. But it could lead to a series of reunion specials at the very least.
Yeah. What was the other thing I was going to bring up? Are we officially to the point where they're talking about
they're talking
CF?
About what?
They're on the Cosmic hype, CF, Cosmic Fury?
I think they are, but if they're not, I mean, whatever, we're talking about it.
Yeah. Fast forward to it a little bit, because hot diggity dog, my friend, let me tell you, I had some wide eyes looking at this Cosmic Fury section. I was stoked.
Am I looking for an image here, or
don't they reveal the cast at the end, or some screenshot?
Fast forward a little bit, and that's at the very end.
I mean, we're muted, so I don't know what they're saying regardless, other than everything we just regurgitated.
Yeah. Well, one of the things though that Simon, do you notice he has the Dino Charge gold helmet there?
Oh, that's cool.
That might not mean anything, but it's just interesting that that's the one he has. You know,
so, I think it's cool.
It's very cool.
It's not the OG gold, but it is a Gold Ranger. Keep on keeping on, my friend. Those that don't know.
Oh, I was not going to comment on that at all, and I still.
If you know, you know. Keep on keeping on, brother.
Okay. 30th anniversary, positive vibes here. He addressed something that people had talked about, where there's the Dino head in Cosmic Fury. And I had said, well, there's like this dragon in it that I know from the Sentai, like the NECA. But he said the Dino power is still there. They're going to get new individualized weapons and stuff. So we'll see. Are they actually going to use those Zords again, or is it just sort of like fused or whatever? But it's cool that it's not just like, well, they're gone. No, it's like, okay, they fused them together, and so there's a reason for that. And I'm fine with that. And he said the Morpher is the Dino head, but it's also a blaster and stuff. So okay, that's all cool. One thing that I was curious about that they didn't address is if they're going to do suit reuse for the monsters, like the small monsters, because some of them are going to get big, so there's going to need to be a connection there, maybe, or even the foot soldiers or like the generals. Like, I wonder how much they're going to reuse that, and it'll be American footage, obviously. Yeah, using those suits. I wonder how much of that we're going to.
I have a feeling it's just them using a handful of suits. That's what I think. I don't remember how long it's been since Q Ranger. But I feel like those suits should still be fine.
I mean, I've heard I've heard that those suits disintegrate in like a year or two, and but sometimes they don't, and maybe new ones last longer. I don't know. Where did you want me to fast forward to? Like,
right here. So we get to see Hobby for the first time. That's a cool battle axe.
That is cool. And also they make a point of showing that there's a lightning bolt, like the Power Rangers original lightning bolt here.
And like everything. It's on their belt. It's on there. I think it's on their Morpher.
Yeah, which I'm for, because again, anniversary season, maybe the last season, go for it. Put it in.
So I think what's going to happen, and this is my official call shot, is in the second half or at the end of the anniversary special, somehow the Mighty Morphin Lightning Bolt is like given to them. The Zenith Ranger, man, that was another one.
Yeah, he's not the white, he's not the gold, he's the Zenith, which might have to do with the fact that he seemingly came back from the dead, and maybe now he's like some sort of
like a ghost.
Yeah, like he's being used by the Morphin Masters, but he's not.
What if he's like the Power Ranger Spectre?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Here's something I'll say though. I wasn't really sold on these redesigns, the first two we saw. Seeing these ones and seeing them all together, the art looks really good. Okay, there you
go. Dude!
Female red, female red. Now, technically, this is it. They're doing it. Again, if it's the last season, at least we got it. Here we go. Now, here's the question, though. Do you think it should be Amelia, or do you think it should have been Izzy?
Amelia.
I think you're right. I'm going to pause right here for this image. My first thought was, well, why not Izzy? But I realized the reason I thought that is because I like Raphael more than I like Leonardo. But that doesn't mean Raphael should be the leader.
Yeah.
And I had that thought and I was like, yeah, I do kind of like Izzy's badass character, but that's not a good leader. And so all of a sudden I realized, yeah.
They could make it a thing too where it needs to be Rafconian in nature.
True. But then it's like, why not Zato? But again, we're going to find out what the Zenith Ranger is. Maybe he's
no. Like I'm saying, if it was between him and Gold or her and Gold, like being the new leader.
It can't be Gold.
No. What I'm saying is like Red needs to go somewhere, right. A or B. And they're like, well, clearly
and Red has to go to a Rafconian.
Yes,
and
that's
so
what I mean.
Ion and Amelia, it's definitely Amelia.
Yeah, so that's what I think. Okay.
But yeah, this shot, I love it. But the Zenith Ranger is really not just the cape, but the pose, just something about it. It just looks great.
So the funny thing is, so this is all the like pre-art. I don't love the like brownish color, but then when we actually see his suit, I like it a lot better.
I completely disagree. I was going to say, I wasn't really sold on this, but now that I see him and I see all this art, like this right here, this art, I was like, yeah, I'm in. This looks cool. Then I'll fast forward a little bit because then we see this. And I don't like the way they look.
I think it needed to be more silver.
I got a lot of problem with you people, and you're going to hear about it. Like Festivus. I think the gold isn't popping. I think the suits in general, they look like they have padding in them.
They do.
Which makes no sense to me because all of these people are in good shape and they don't need padding. And there's no gloss to it. They look, you were talking about like fan made. They look fan made. Like if these, okay. And here's where I'll walk it back. If these are like the stunt suits where they could get hit and roll around, that makes sense. But if they're like the hero suits, they should have more of a sheen to them. Some kind of, you know what I mean?
Do you notice how Javi has like a Winter Soldier arm?
I was thinking of, yes, I noticed the armor. Yes. I think that's cool looking.
I think that's cool. And I just noticed it for the first time.
I noticed it before. You know what? Let's go back to the concept art. He has it in the concept art. So that's not like a spoiler for an episode or something.
In general, I'm just excited. Just looking at these, it's like, it's one of those things where obviously part of Power Rangers is what suits are they using from Sentai? And this is one of those times where everything we're seeing is such a surprise. And I don't know when we've gotten that from Power Rangers.
I agree. And I love that. I don't like, you could see, like, look at Kai.
Yeah, I know.
See the line under his arm where like the chest plate is, and and he's a dude that's in good shape. He doesn't need that. And yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's in the story where there's armor in it, and it's just part of it.
I hope so, because the concept art really I love. And again, going back to the Zato difference of opinion here, I keep trying to change it on the wrong thing. In the art for the Zenith Ranger here, I like the contrast. Brown wouldn't be my choice, but I thought it would be more like a bronze or something like that. And it's got the bright gold and the white, and it's like a nice, like it looks like, you said Spectre makes me think of Moon Knight almost, you know? And then the actual image, the whole thing just sort of like blends together into like a tan. And it makes me think of Vision when he lost his colors.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm all over the map on this. I'm with you that everything's new and that's cool. I love the female Red Ranger. I love the cape on Zato. These suits just look a little odd and flat to me. They like flat in color, flat in sheen, but then having weird padding. And I don't know that I don't know.
We'll see how it turns out when we watch it in action. I will say when I saw Amelia's suit the first time, I am partially colorblind, so I was like, is that orange or red? I can't tell. And then when I saw it here, I'm like, it's clearly red. Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, to say something positive, both with the 30th anniversary special and with Cosmic Fury, global release. Everybody's getting the same day. No more just worrying about spoilers months before it comes out or having a bootlegger. And that proves that Nickelodeon was the problem.
Yep.
Nickelodeon was the problem. And, as much as it's a bummer that they're not on regular cable television anymore, I'm so happy we're getting global release. Like, that's such a seemingly simple fix for big problems.
Yeah. Everything about this, like, they have that Netflix money. I'm hoping you know, things keep on keeping on. Netflix doesn't go, you got one season, can it?
Yeah, I mean, if it does, I assume if it does crazy ratings, they would give it another chance, right? But I don't know.
We'll see. I'm curious for everything Power Rangers related, both official and not, that we're getting this next year. We got a lot of good stuff, and now, speaking of which, you haven't seen the trailer for the 30th anniversary special.
Is it on Hasbro Pulse or is it on the Power Ranger channel?
I think it's on the Power Ranger channel.
You know what? I'm gonna put in Power Rangers 30 and just see what comes up.
It's like 2.5 minutes or something. Now, Gazbot has not seen any of this.
Okay. I just found it. It's 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
But your boy, the big dog, has.
Okay. So I'm going to watch this. I knew this existed. I thought it would be in the fan stream, but again, it's one of those things where it wasn't, and it kind of fooled me.
Just risk it for the biscuit. It's a trailer.
I've got busted for a trailer before, but we'll risk it for the biscuit, as you say. I'm going to have to put sound on so I can hear. So I knew this existed, and I've seen a few like screenshots that were shared around, but this will, will be my first time watching it. So here we go. And there's Alpha.
It's been 28 years since I've been back on the set of Power Rangers.
It's kind of crazy to think about that it's been that many years.
The set looks great.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's been a great experience.
It's been very nostalgic.
Now you see the Green Ranger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up with that? That's great. That I don't care. I like that logo. Wait, is that it?
No.
Oh, I'm like, I have seen it then.
It's been really exciting to film a 30-year anniversary special.
Let's be honest, the main reason we're here is to see these characters, these actors that we're familiar with from 30 years ago.
I think the audience is going to be, first off, excited to see a bunch of us retro Rangers come back.
Yeah.
Directing two actors who were Power Rangers 30 years ago, and actually some of the
Not
other
doing a good job of commentating. I'm just enjoying this.
Did you see his badge, by the way?
Meeting fans.
SPA.
Oh, okay. They had that in before, didn't they?
You assumed it was. You didn't see it until now.
Obviously, we have a long history together.
Well, David and I had worked with him as Billy and Zach being Zach and Billy. It's funny how similar it is, but in a different way.
David and Walter.
Love how much they're showing them in suit without helmet.
I know, dude.
Hardest move ever.
So glad to see them.
There were a couple of us that had never been on camera together before.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
How crazy is that, dude?
It was our first time working together.
Just coming back to the show in general has been, it's just a joy.
We're a family of Rangers, so to finally be on a set with them was really interesting.
There's so many little Easter eggs. I just think it's going to give the fans everything they want.
I can't imagine to do that.
It's such a
I
different
hope,
take on what we've done before, but a lot of the same
I
elements.
hope the Green Ranger is a
I think what I'm most excited
human
about
character and not just a suit that shows up.
30th anniversary special.
I know.
Is for them to see us all together and our chemistry and our growth.
I think this is the best way we could have celebrated 30 years.
I already put it on my calendar.
So stoked.
And here's the thing. I'm very excited. I on the one hand, I wish I didn't know anything about this. I wish I showed up and I watched it and just enjoyed everything. But I think I've crossed some sort of threshold that I don't normally cross, where I already know so much that like I watching the trailer, I'm like, okay, show me more then, because it's like, hurry up, like everything's spoiled. Just keep it coming. What else?
Yeah.
One of the other things that I get, I don't think it's a secret, but like that, Trini's daughter is going to be in it, and that actress, whose name I forget. Like that's known, right?
Yeah. So Entertainment Weekly has some photos out, which is cool. Do you want me to go over some of them or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in one of the shots, which I think is cool, I believe it's it's Billy and Trini's daughter, and then I believe Zach, and they're in front of a car, and I'm like, that car's kind of funny. I wonder if that's the new Rad Bug, and it's Rad Bug 2.
I saw that.
That's so great, dude. See, that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that where you're like, I'm in. You had me. You literally put in the Rad Bug, dude. No one cares about this old beetle that you had in the show, and you threw it in like you care and you get it. Let's go.
I did see that picture. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. Yes, I found it. Okay, so let me close this.
So there was that, and then there's another shot of the Rangers in some layer, command center, something or other, and there's stuff in the background that's very interesting.
Okay, so we're getting into it's official stuff they've released, but not stuff that was in the Hasbro thing or whatever. So if you're not interested, don't look. Okay, so is this the one you're talking about right here?
Yes. So if you can't zoom in, huh? Yeah. So in the back, there's like Ranger figures.
Oh yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is like Rita's layer that they're going, because you see the little cog wheel up top too,
right?
Like the new Moon Palace or something. You see down below, there's a moon symbol and stuff.
That's a good call. Yeah, God, Rocky is huge, man. Like,
yeah, dude, he looks jacked.
Like they're all in shape, but it's like this is a Fantastic Four. He's the thing.
Well, it's funny too, because like we've talked about this in the original show, where like Rocky came in, you're like, okay, like I liked Jason a little bit more, and Tommy's clearly the leader. Now I'm like, Rocky's the raft, dude. He's coming in. Like that shot right there. Look at this. Like, I just want to take a moment. I need a one shot. I haven't done a one shot in a while.
Okay, here we go.
So obviously this is a Power Ranger show, but the thing I love just about all of pop culture that we have now is it's so great to have so many things from, our generation and, Gazbot generation, and even a little bit before that. All of us have things that we love from when we were younger, and now seeing new versions of that, or the people from that have come back and are willing to come back, and we get new content with that, is just so amazing. And I think this last 5-year span has just been an amazing amount of experiences of that. You look at the CW shows and you get different actors and actresses coming back from crossovers. You look at the Marvel movies and you have movies like Endgame where everybody comes together and it's this giant thing. And even with Power Rangers, we get a 30th anniversary Power Rangers with original cast coming back in suit. If you asked us 10 years ago what we thought was going to happen after they botched the Super Mega War, this wouldn't have been anywhere near it. We thought that was the best we were getting, and they botched it, and we thought that was it, and that's all. And now we get this. This is so cool. We get a season 3 Cosmic Fury with all new content, 10 episodes on Netflix. No spoilers because we all get it at the same time. It's insane. It's insane. I know we complain a lot. This is me doing no complaining and just so grateful that we get this right now. So stoked. Hasbro, put out stuff so you can keep getting that money, and we get more good Power Ranger stuff.
I thought you were done prematurely. Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree, and especially we were seeing about the 5-year period, and we even had after Super Mega War, we had the Beast Morphers crossover where we had Dino Church come back and Austin St. John come back, which was okay.
Even Ninja Storm, or Ninja Steel, we had a good crossover there.
It felt like, if you kind of put these 3 things together, it's what we wanted, sort of, So this, well, let me see what other pictures are.
Amazing.
I like this one of the 3 of them.
Dude, we get a morph.
This gave me Dimensions in Danger vibes in a good way.
Better.
Yeah, I said in a good way.
Yeah, but better. Oh, man, I just can't.
Oh, here it is.
Look at that. Radbug, dude.
Yeah. And so presumably this is Shrini's daughter is the idea?
I think. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, actually, I could probably read the David Yost, Walter Manuel Jones, and Charlie Kirsch.
I think they just have the actress's name because I guess Entertainment Weekly's keeping it hush hush.
How do we all know it then?
Because they said it at cons, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But dude, oh man, 3 months. It feels so close yet so far.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Obviously, we're gonna review.
Tell me right now.
We're gonna review it for the show. I'm watching this at midnight. The second it drops, I am watching it.
Let me see. What day is that?
All right, let's look. The 19th.
April 19th.
That's a Wednesday. Wow. This is after tax day.
So it'd be yeah, that's so funny. So it'd be Tuesday at midnight is when it would drop.
Yeah. I see the wheels turning.
You see the wheels turning, but you said you were going to watch it with Mrs. Big Dog. She's going to stay up till midnight to watch it.
I'll watch it again. I don't care.
All right. I'm gonna tentatively say I will do that with you if you want to.
You heard it here first, folks. Yeah. You heard it here first.
Barring any major life crises happening at that moment, I'll stay up for the night for that. That's worthwhile. That's worth being miserable the next day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
A midnight Power Rangers release? Are you kidding me? Oh man.
We're doing it. We're doing it. 99.9. 99.9. We're doing it.
Hype. Man, I gotta admit, this has been one of the more fun news days we've had. And all 27 of you watching later on, I appreciate you. And please comment. But man, stoked.
I agree. This was just, again, some of these are just us hanging out. And some of them are us hanging out just talking about nothing. But this is like a focused, this is the conversation we would have had sitting at Starbucks or whatever, if but we just filmed. Like this was good. This was good. I'm excited for all the returning characters. I'm excited for everything. I'm weirdly most excited for the two I'm most excited for. And not to play favorites, but I guess it's inevitable, are David Yost, which I didn't expect, and I liked Billy and everything, but I think it's just that I guess Walter's been gone just as long, but like I see Walter at cons all the time or something. I don't know, something about, but also I know David Yost stayed for a long time, so he clearly liked it and then left under bad circumstances.
Correct.
So it's that thing of like, oh, is he ever going to come back? I don't know. So the fact that he's back and sort of, I'm excited to see the character like I'm all, but I feel like good for the man.
I had a conversation earlier with Mrs. Big Dog where I explained kind of what I had seen in interviews from years ago with David Yost of him saying why he left and why he needed to for his mental health and his well-being, and it just wasn't a good environment for him. And to see how much Power Rangers has changed since then, where one of the founding members left because of homophobic behavior that he endured, and now to have a female Red Ranger leading the cast, a LGBTQ member of the main cast, secondary characters that are getting represented in a plethora of ways.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so awesome to see like the snapshot of, not that Power Rangers was bad then, but to see, the evolution to now where like everybody's a Ranger. Everybody is a Ranger.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for that reason, like there's a lot of symbolism and a lot of like, again, but then I'm a big fan of Adam and Johnny Young Bosch. And so I'm excited that he's back too. So like for totally different reasons. He seems to have had like lots of good stuff happening for him, but like, it's just like, oh yeah, all right, he's back. Let's go, Adam.
So I'm assuming it's Space Patrol Alpha, which makes perfect sense, and I'm surprised no one's done it sooner.
Yeah, I put that together like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, like even in the comics or in fan series, no one's done that. It's always been just SPD is SPD. It's like, oh well, like there's no other iterations. There's nothing that was found. No,
right. Yeah, no,
it's awesome, dude.
I guess, see now I'm thinking, because we've been putting up a lot of videos and theoretically we're putting up a Mystic Force Thursday. I put up the comic review today, Tuesday. I guess I could put this up tomorrow and then
put this up tomorrow because it's relevant.
Yeah. All right. So you'll be watching this either late Tuesday night or sometime on Wednesday.
And Mystic Force, we're going to record this week, hopefully, but you may get it next week.
Yeah. I had put up a post saying it was going to go up Thursday, but we might push that back because it makes more sense to do 2 videos a week instead of 3. But
yeah, the algorithm only likes us a certain amount.
It doesn't help us. Yeah. And this also help us keep from getting behind when life inevitably gets away. Like we had skipped an episode a couple weeks ago. If we have one in the okay. So might not be a Mystic Force this week. Anyway, we'll see you soon. And until then, I've been Gazbot.
Still the Big Dog. And once
it's morphin' time.
Once and always to the power. Those are the opening credits.
Here we come!
That's...
What were you saying? Were those the opening credits?
They were.
Were they the OG credits?
Man, look at these two guys. These guys had no idea that on Netflix there would be new episodes and specials for Power Rangers.
These guys were like, hey, Hasbro just bought Power Rangers. They're going to start Beast Morphers. Let's make a show. That's what they were like.
Yeah. They're like, what else could be changing in the world, good or bad or in between? Who knows? Not us.
Everything.